Greetings everyone, here's Lodrik, and this is a game war in the Pacific Admins Edition. This is my play by email match against Robert. He's a Japanese player, and for me it is the Allied side. Scenario 1.5 on game version 28. Now it's December 15th, 41. Of course, still many Japanese submarines here at Pearl Harbor, but this is shallow Hex. Maybe a good opportunity to sink one enemy submarine in its I-1. Heavy damage. So it will take weeks to fall back to any Japanese port and maybe even sink on the way. All my submarines here at Formosa are so far not really successful, but one day this will change. One of the last cargo ships trying to unload supplies, now dead. The next one. And just in the background there was a submarine sinking sound, and it was not my submarine sunk, so I-1 just went down to the bottom. No success here against this battleship cruiser formation. Mark 14 hit, but no explosion. No hit here. And Japanese coming to Burma. North end of Burma. Shallow water, but no luck. So there's a strong Japanese fleet formation. This will maybe open an opportunity in the future for me. And more strikes on Singapore. You can partly stop them, but my pilots are still not really ready to fight. Aircraft destroyed on the ground and some air base hits. Buffaloes getting destroyed by Zeros. Hundreds of Chinese killed and out of action in Aichang. But at least there's dozens of bombers are not attacking my ships here. Good. I try to move some supplies around, maybe rescuing some British Dutch formations, airlifting and cargo shipping, but it's always super risky. Benchow, I have no chance to really help out. soon the Japanese will cut the land road, and then no supplies will ever arrive there more. And this is a subunit, I think, of the Filipino division here in Mindanao. I'm not so sure if I can save them. I guess the Japanese are too fast. Nothing really special today, only a little sub activity. Yeah, my subunit getting defeated. It was only a small unit, but still a part of a bigger unit. So, cannot change. Now, yeah, very hard for me to get any supplies in. Still only bombardment, I'm not so sure why. Taiping also fall. Source of Georgetown. And I must make a shock attack. I think I crossed the river. I thought that I have enough attack power to avoid this, but nah. So that was, of course, a disaster. But it showed me clearly how strong the Japanese are here. That they have fought level 3. And this was, of course, not my intention. Normally I want only cross, but yeah. There's a calculation how if you must make a shock attack or not. But this was I moved from this side here in, and now this means I open the road. Now I can take all my forces out of Aichang and move south and save my army. At least this is not possible. This is the attack behind the line. And the rest is okay. So still no real chance for me to strike back. But maybe I will send my American cruiser formation from Tarakan to try to intercept this landing at the northern end of Borneo. That could be an opportunity. So air losses are light. Yeah. Looks like we had again a wrong combat file matching with reality. I see here no air losses at all for both sides. It cannot be because we had a air battle over Singapore, so there's something off. One still official sunk, and I lost all my ships. Yeah, at China. This is also true. but also a AMC sunk at Pearl Harbor by torpedo attack. Okay, let's check the combat report. Yeah, I5, this was correct. I can remember. Yes, I can remember. This I can remember. This is all true. True. This is still the same. The same. But here was. I cannot remember this. So Prince Harry had a torpedo hit near Pearl Harbor, and the ship was lost. So here the game split apart, and the rest is not more true. Naja, okay. But because there was no air battle, then I would say not much more happened. And here's the task force, because it's a Canadian task force. There was 2 AMCs. They're both okay because you can change them to some anti-aircraft cruisers. So they have a purpose in the future. Now at the beginning, not so much. And yeah, that is bad to lose this kind of ship. I'm not so sure if this was also able. I think they're the same. So this was also an anti-aircraft cruiser. Not now, but later on. So, naja. And I had so many escort ships. I mean, they're not true escorts, but they have the ability to strike back. Yeah, but one torpedo hit is simply too much for these AMCs. They have normally 23 hit points. Yeah. What else? I cannot change it. Good. This was true, but at least I got rid of one enemy submarine. Nothing here, I think. No Maya. No, I see nothing. I call back my ships to repair the damage and restock the ammunition. More troops still going to Port Moresby. This one 6-inch gun is still here. I'm thinking if I maybe still send there one more cargo ship to try to save this gun. They are always hard to replace later on, at least early in the war. Yeah, and maybe, but I guess there's no side more of Guido Butai, no. Nothing, I see nothing. So I guess they are back to Truk. Dutch East Indies. Enemy carrier fleet is still here, so west of Mindanao. That is a little dangerous for me. Too far away from Tarakan to make a rush here out. I will not survive this. I can also not operate here at Sulu Sea or Syllabus Sea if there's a carrier fleet nearby. What I can try is to sneak here around on Jesselton and try to catch this unloading task forces. But again, the problem is if I stay here, I'm for sure in range of any Betty and Nell bomber from Saigon. Yeah, it's a risky plan. I'm not so sure if I really want to do this. Singapore looks no damage here in the base. That is fine. My submarines are still here in position. Here in China there was still this attack, but I'm not sure if it ends the same. Like I saw it in the combat report. More or less the same. More or less the same, I would say. I lost one unit. Oh, okay, can be. So I would say here's a strong Japanese army coming to take this dot base. The Japanese army is also here in the Hex mountain. So soon we have a battle here. I only need to wait that this guy cross the river, then I have all my troops in the Hex, and then I could fall back. Because I guess that the Japanese are simply too strong here, especially with the strong air attacks. It will be very hard for me. There's only scout units coming so far, if I see it correctly. Yeah. Ah yeah, the Japanese are also in Wushu. And I'm not sure if this is a division, maybe a regiment or a division. I still bring out some Chinese aircraft. Yeah. No, I have nothing here so far. So what I am doing, but of course every player can choose his own path, is that I don't know, I will still do this later. So I still train my flying tigers first, and then I still try to get a aircraft in the pool, and then I can change the flying tigers, because they're flying tigers. They are P40Bs, so I can change them directly to 40Bs. Because these flying tigers can also be used by Chinese pilots. So if you check Chinese fighter pilots, you can always see they can use the flying tiger airframe, but nothing else. They cannot use normal P40Bs or Es. They have special Chinese aircraft, not the normal American. But this is here you can see it. Here you can see it's official. It's the Chinese airframe, not the American airframe. So because you don't get any Chinese better high level airframes before summer, late summer 42, I don't want waste Chinese airframes with American pilots, because America have already early on P40Bs and Es or P39s. Good. Only this for small information. Nothing else I have really to discuss. So there is this high risk chance to go here around, try to catch these guys, similar like here in Kunching. But with the carrier nearby, I don't really want to risk it. Yeah, we'll see. All the rest is still so far normal, I would say. Nothing special. See you next time. Take care. Bye bye.